Fans of any celebrity love it when they're woke and open-minded, but lots of times this isn't the case, unfortunately. For example, there have been many times when NBA players have been caught making homophobic comments, and this always leads to a lot of backlash. Want to know which players they are? Well, look no further, as we're covering exactly that in today's video. Let's get right into it.
But first, a reminder about our brand new giveaway. We're giving away a PS5 with a copy of NBA 2022 and Madden 22. All you have to do is watch the full video, leave a like, comment the keyword hidden in the video, and make sure you're subscribed. It's that simple.
First up, let's talk about Anthony Edwards' homophobic Instagram story. Edwards is one of the league's youngest yet most talented players, which has garnered him 1.2 million followers. With such a massive platform, one would hope that he uses his influence for good, but that hasn't been the case. Over the past weekend, Ant took to his Instagram story and posted a video where a group of shirtless men can be seen on the side of the road. Instead of ignoring them and leaving them be, Edwards took this as a chance to make fun of them. He rolled down the car window and scoffed, referring to them as queer people, and ended off the sentence with a racial slur. He went on to add, "Look at the world I came to." Not only was this uncalled for, but it was incredibly disrespectful as well. There's no excuse for bringing others down, especially when they're minding their own business. Even if the men were not part of the LGBTQ community, the fact that Edwards used words such as queer as an insult show his true colors. And didn't make things any better for himself with his caption calling the men different while using 3 laughing emojis. Up next, let's look at how Edwards has responded to the situation. Nowadays, everyone's using social media, even the youngest of kids and the oldest of adults, making its influence second to none. Not only did all of Ant's followers see the story, but many people reposted it on YouTube and Twitter, which allowed many others to see it after he deleted it as well. And of course, that spelled disaster for Edwards. Whenever an NBA player does something questionable or controversial, it'll be making headlines everywhere, and they're likely to face a lot of backlash as well. Ant's situation is no different. On the 12th of September, Edwards found himself with no other choice but to post a public apology on his Twitter page. He wrote that he understood his words and actions were immature, hurtful, and disrespectful, and that he was incredibly sorry. He went on to say that he's been raised better than what he showed his followers, while making it clear that he appreciates there's no excuse for his hurtful language. While the apology is well written, it's hard to believe he's being sincere. If he knew such words are hurtful, why would he say them in the first place? Moving on, let's talk about how fans are reacting to his apology. As is usual with situations like these, there's a wide range of reactions, ranging from people who troll or make light of the situation to those who are genuinely upset with what happened. There were a few people trying to be cool and edgy, saying that they like him more because of his comments, but thankfully, the majority of fans haven't said such things. If you see the replies to re-uploads of the video as well as to Ant's apology, most fans are clearly very disappointed with what happened. Some of the most liked replies to his tweet are in fact the ones that speak against his actions, while another told him that he took his first L. Many fans appreciated the apology since it showed he took accountability, but some didn't care about it. For them, it seemed as if it was merely damage control to save his image. Do you guys think his apology is sincere, or was Ant just trying to save himself from being canceled? Let us know in the comments below. The second most liked reply to Edwards' apology was refreshing to see, as it openly condemned the homophobia being shown by a few fans in his replies. The fact that he got over 8,000 likes shows that fans would prefer to be respectful rather than promote bullying of any sort. Next, we're looking at how the NBA could handle the situation. The NBA has always aimed to promote an all-inclusive and bully-free environment, both for the betterment of the players as well as their own image. No matter what, they never take controversial situations lightly and try their best to address them. Though the NBA hasn't said anything about this yet, history tells us that they soon will. Ant's most likely going to be fined for his words as they spread unnecessary hate. For example, in 2021, Kevin Durant was fined $25,000 for using abusive language towards a Hawks fan. What's more, in 2018, Nikola Jokic was fined $25,000 for merely saying "no homo" as a joke, which not many even took offense to. Since the situation is far more serious here, we can expect a hefty fine. After all, KD was fined $50,000 when he directed a misogynistic and homophobic post toward Michael Rapaport. Since $25,000 and $50,000 isn't a lot of money, we're sure fans will think the punishment isn't harsh enough, so maybe the NBA might take other actions as well. Only time will tell. Finally, let's look at how Ant's comments have affected NBA fans from the LGBTQ community. When you give your time, money, and support towards something, you would hope that you only receive receive something positive in return. Unfortunately, Ant didn't give back to LGBTQ members who support the NBA. Instead, he reminded them that homophobia still runs wild. It's incredibly important for all athletes to be careful about what they say and do, because otherwise, they can easily hurt their fans' feelings. We can only imagine how sad LGBTQ NBA fans felt when they came across what happened. They already have to deal with pushback from bigoted people in their everyday lives, but if someone they follow and support has the same attitude, that is the worst of all. Many queer fans have made it known that they didn't appreciate Ant's comments even one bit and asked him what issue he had with simply respecting others. Now, let's talk about other anti-gay NBA moments. First, we're looking at how many players have made homophobic comments. Earlier this year, a young queer NBA fan who SB Nation referred to as Chris did some research and found a total of 78 anti-gay tweets by 40 NBA players. That's alarming, to say the least. Many big names were caught being homophobic on their Twitter, including CJ McCollum, KD, Draymond Green, and Patrick Beverley, among others. In fact, out of a total of 29 tweets using the F slur, 13 belonged to Beverley. What's more, the word gay was used negatively a total of 40 times. The Nuggets and the Jazz both have 4 players each who made such comments, while the Bulls have 3. Even worse is the fact that since Zach LaVine, KD, Green, and JaVale McGee were involved in making such comments, 1/3 of the USA's Olympic team last year is on the list. Some terrible tweets also came from O'Shea Brissett, who posted 9 homophobic tweets in a 2-year span when he was a kid. Though the worst of them all came from Torrey Craig's account in 2011 when he encouraged shooting bullets at LGBTQ members. Yikes. Next, how have these tweets made queer fans and players feel? As expected, it made them feel pretty terrible and unwelcome among the community. Derek Gordon, who opened up about being gay while playing basketball for UMass, made it clear that he didn't care how old the tweets were. In his opinion, they showed the players' true colors. When Chris was asked about the tweets, he said while he wasn't surprised, he was saddened and shocked by them. Since he knew homophobia has always been a major issue in sports, he embarked on this mission of identifying which players are homophobic. That way, he could make sure to root for the right people. Sadly, Chris found out that many aren't worth supporting. Lastly, should these players be forgiven for what they said? Some people, including the players who made these harmful anti-gay comments, would say that they've changed for the better and have open mindsets now. After all, the tweets were all from when they were quite young and immature. That may be true, and it's often good to give people second chances. But at the same time, how do we know they've genuinely changed? Over the past few years, the world has transformed in a lot of ways. For example, now everything a celebrity says on social media is amplified, and the world has become far more accepting of the LGBTQ community as well. This means that NBA athletes can no longer openly speak ill of queer people, since everyone will find out, and they'll start receiving hate. So we can't really say for sure if these players have actually changed for the better. They might still think in the same way, but because of how times are different now, they won't let anyone online know how they truly feel. After all, they have their reputation to maintain. It's possible that many of them still make homophobic comments behind closed doors, and no one will ever know. That's a wrap for this video. What do you think of Ant's Instagram story, and how harsh do you think the NBA will be in their punishment? Let us know in the comments below. As always, remember to give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you in the next one.